Hello, y'all. How y'all doing? Man, I'm doing good. I took a couple days off because there is nothing really going on the Country Wayne skits that's not repetitive. I don't know how many times I can go over these Country Wayne skits before I'm just like, I just don't want to do them no more. But there's a couple things I do want to talk about. Number one, I want to talk about Shayla and her delusion and the fact that her mama keeps feeding this delusion. And I know the real reason she's doing it is because she's scared of, how Shayla is going to react if she has to accept the fact that Anthony's not coming back. The obsessive compulsive behavior is what I see in this particular situation. I've been watching a lot of African stories where they talk about people that get taken advantage of, and they're the person that's the people pleaser, seat filler, Captain Save-A-Ho, Build a Bear, Build a Doll. And they're the person that's always reliable. And they always sit quiet and they allow people to just run all over them. Now, in some degree, I think about that when it comes to Amber because she thinks God is telling her to stay with her husband. No, that's the flesh telling you that. Because God would never tell you to stay with a man that disrespected you to that extent. There was a scripture that I read where it talks about focus on above and not earthly. Colossians 3:2. Okay? 3:2:3. Okay? The reason I say Colossians in this situation is so important is because it's the truth. It is too many of y'all that are focusing on the flesh and you're not listening to God. Now, I'm not saying don't go back to your husband if y'all are both going to counseling and you're trying to fix it. Now, that's the one thing I can say. But until Anthony fixed this thing with Shayla, until he go and get an attorney and let the attorney deal with it, I wouldn't have went back. Because I just don't think it's a good idea because Shayla is going to lose her mind if he kicks her out that apartment. And you're going to have to tell Amber that apartment you got for Shayla while she was pregnant. And if I were you, I would just give her a 30-day notice and tell her she got to move out and she got to move back in with her mom. That right there will let it be known how serious you are about not being with Shayla. But the fact that you're still letting her stay there when she got a mama and a daddy who she can go stay with, no. At the end of the day, no. You need to go ahead on and kick her out because she has blatantly disrespected you time and time and time again. And it ain't going to do nothing but get worse. And she might destroy that apartment just to get back at you. She need to move back in with her mama. And that's what I would recommend. I would stop paying for it. I would tell her, I'm going to let you stay there, but you're going to have to move out or you need to get something, stay in that's going to be your child support. And that you're going to pay for the baby outright. So that's just what I would do personally. You're going to have to go for custody, Kim Osabe. That's what you're going to have to do. Now, the next part of this is when it comes to Brittany and Dalen and how them two ended up sleeping together, but yet you say you like the girl that you were just with. You were just with a girl that you genuinely like, and you ended up sleeping with Brittany, and we missed the skit. How did that happen? Brittany, at the end of the day, you had a good man, you threw him away not once but twice, and now you're mad because he don't want nothing to do with you, and why he just slept with you one more time to prove that it just wasn't worth it. And Dalen, you shouldn't have slept with her at all, and that is wrong. And you better pray to God that Brittany ain't petty enough to go tell that girl that you slept with her. You better pray to God that ain't going to be the case. As for Kelvin, look, just go ahead and defend Dalen when it comes to the situation with Tigger. Because at the end of the day, if Dalen said that he didn't know nothing about it, that he was being recorded, and that girl testified, he's not the one that's going to be sued. It's going to be that girl that's going to be sued, and she better find out. Now, at the end of the day, Brittany, you need to deal with the situation with your mama daddy issues and find out who your daddy is versus this. As for Malachi, continue to protect your sister and still keep your eyes open and still pay attention, because Amber needs eyes behind her head to make sure that she's making the right decision. She definitely gonna need people that's gonna be the eyes behind her head. As far as Sunny is concerned, no, she cannot sue because that happened to me. When I was pregnant, I was 16 weeks pregnant. I was 4 months pregnant when I found that I was pregnant. And they did blood work and they did a urinalysis, and I was not pregnant. Why? Because they couldn't trace my son. So y'all need to understand, women that have hormonal issues, it's going to be hard to track the fact that they're pregnant. That's why a lot of girls 9 months find out they're pregnant when they're in labor, because their hormones are basically saying they're not pregnant. And it happens more times than not. So I'm not surprised that she is pregnant. But do I think it's stupid that they went this route? Absolutely. But that's another conversation. I'm glad her and Jocelyn came together. But Jocelyn, you got a problem of your own. When Dom come to you and tell you she still got feelings for Mike, and she found out that Sunny is pregnant, I don't know how that's going to go. Because we've seen how Dom was when it came to Shayla being pregnant. This time, this is actually Mike's baby. As for Rashad, you should have known all that was I just want to feel good, a.k.a. Monsters Ball. And you should have known that's all it was. I just need to feel good for a moment. I needed you to feel good in the conversation. And Dom, why are you going back to Mike after everything that man has put you through? She really gonna feel some type of way about Sunny being pregnant, because Dom was trying to have a baby. And she almost was pregnant. And I'm kind of with Sunny on this. I don't think she should say nothing right now, because she already went and told this man not only she was pregnant, but then she wasn't pregnant. No, she need to wait till she go to the doctor this time, and then once she get the paperwork, then tell him, have the doctor write that it was a misunderstanding, that at the time they couldn't determine that she was pregnant. And that's because Punta Cana wasn't that far, and I knew that it could have been a possibility because it wasn't that long ago. So if she's pregnant, she's probably about a month to maybe 2 months pregnant, because it wasn't that far along. Some people take longer for them to find out they're pregnant. Some people find out like within 4 weeks. So I'm not surprised she's almost about 2 months. So that would be about the time that she probably found out. So she ain't that far along. I just hope y'all continue to make it seem like she's pregnant. But something tell me she might be pregnant in real life and they just incorporated. But then I don't know. I ain't gonna speculate. As far as this situation with Natasha, girl, just stay with him long enough to find out, does he have that coin, and whether or not he cashed it in. That way you can sue him and then have him locked up. I still believe him and Don are cahoots, because the fact that he is talking to Don, there's only a matter of time for them to end up sleeping together, and you're going to go through this all over again. Kendrick, you is funny to me, because Kendrick is bold. He want what he want, and he don't care nothing about Charles. He has absolutely no respect for Charles whatsoever. As for Brittany, the other Brittany, the one that's messing with Wayne's son, girl, go ahead and take the egg off your face. Go ahead and put your tail between your legs and go back home to your mama. Your mama tried to tell you this young boy was just messing with you because you were an older woman. And now you done got played for by an 18-year-old and you 30. Girl, it makes it seem like something is absolutely wrong with you. And that is insane. Who else? As far as Ernestine is concerned, Nadia, that woman just lost her mom. It is only natural that Jay is going to be there for her because of the fact she lost her mom. And the fact that you let this man move in and you can't handle his snoring, that's because you weren't spending the night at the house long enough to know. You ain't going to find out the truth about a man until he moves in. Okay, part 2. Bye.